You check. 1 2 1 2. Check. Can barely hear myself. Nah, XR didn't take a vacation, man. Computer shitted out on me yesterday, cuz. Nah, XR. But we're gonna get it cracking today, man. We're gonna get it cracking today. I appreciate you sticking with me, man. I really do. Give me a second. I'm just waiting on Kobe. Kobe will be in soon. I might start a little early though, but trying to get this music to play a little louder too. You too, XR man. You know how we do. You too, XR man. You know how we do. I think I'm gonna just go ahead, get this thing going. We can always come back. Ooh, yeah. Let's get this thing popping. Let's get it cracking. Let's go. Oh, snap. I'm supposed to be starting still let the screen up. Yeah, there we go. We are back, baby. We back. Welcome to Blues House. Your host, bluminati. Kobe isn't with me yet. He will be coming on shortly. But before I start, you know how I like to get down. If you want to support the channel, you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse, or you can also go and hit me up on the Cash App, which is $bluminati. That's $BLUMINATI. Check the car. See if I left them in the car. But yeah, that's how we're doing it. So today, on today's edition of Blues House, we got a couple of things to get into. Want to talk a little bit about the AT&T plans to merge WarnerMedia with Discovery, the implications that it has going forward with a lot of our favorite IPs out there. Maybe it even affects the Snyderverse. I want to talk about how there's a Midnight Suns possibly in development for the MCU. I know XR like that. And the Doctor Strange 2 plot has been revealed. So a couple of things to talk about. I'll try to hold it down until Kobe gets in. So what do we want to start at? I ain't even thought I had everything set up. I ain't even got it all set up. Let's start with this Doctor Strange 2 plot. I think that might be the best spot to start at. How y'all feeling out there though in the chat? Huh? Y'all feeling, man? I want to matter of before I start, let me apologize to everybody who watches my channel, supports my channel. Yesterday, and I had some technical difficulties. My computer bit the dust on me, straight up died. It shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the power supply. Couldn't find the power supply on time, so I just went ahead and got a brand new joint. You know what I'm saying? Brand new computer. So we rock with a new computer today, new rig. But it's moving though. It's doing what it does. So I want to apologize to all those who was waiting. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? I was heated, but we're gonna make it through this. We're gonna make it through. So the Doctor Strange 2 plot is revealed, and I am going to it's an article that came out. I'll read that article, and we're gonna talk about it. Gonna talk about it a little bit. Let me see. All right, it's an echo. Is it still an echo, XR? Let me know if it's still an echo. It shouldn't be an echo, but let me know if it's still one going on. All right, so Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. Like I said, that plot has been revealed. The first plot details, anyway. And this is coming from Murphy's Multiverse. All right. So the report says first plot details for Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness revealed. It says, we've been excited for the future of Marvel Studios as they start embracing the multiverse. There have been various rumors hinting at Spider-Man No Way Home, exploring the vast incarnations of the characters. But there's one project that wears it proudly. Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness will thrust Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange into the countless realities that could have been. Story details still remain under wraps, but it looks like Illuminati got their hands on some interesting details for the upcoming film. According to them, the intergalactic being Shuma Gorath, whose inclusion has been teased some time ago, will have close ties to I can't pronounce her name, Xochitl Gomez's America Chavez. I'm a big fan of America Chavez. Her abilities will give him full control over the multiverse. Illuminati reveals that he will be the main antagonist of the project. No word on how Wanda Maximoff will fit into the overarching story. Gorath hunting down Chavez is an interesting story element that may be the reason that Doc Strange ends up exploring the multiverse. The ending of WandaVision could hint that the Sorcerer Supreme stumbles upon Wanda, who is also exploring a part of the multiverse to find her children. Perhaps they might even have a connection to the Eldritch being instead of being parts of Mephisto's souls. There are a lot of angles they can take with this film, and it'll be exciting to see what direction Sam Raimi and Marvel Studios take when bringing it to life. And like I said, that comes from the Illuminati. XR, he coming with the heat already. XR says, bro, I have a bad feeling about the MCU bringing those dark, gritty, mature characters into the screen. Now that yesterday was revealed that Kevin Feige is trying to censor Deadpool 3. I haven't seen that. Is he trying to censor Deadpool 3? I really haven't seen that. But to piggyback on this, um, I think this kind of goes back to what I've said. I don't think that Marvel's going to lean heavy into the multiverse as much as we think anyway. Seems like these things are going to be real linear. If we have America Chavez, who is from a different universe, who basically gets stuck in the 616 universe, and we have Shuma Gurath after her to use her powers in manipulating the multiverse, that plot line seems very linear. But who knows? Who knows? It's just like the article said, it's a couple ways that they can do this. Shuma Gurath has been teased. It's dope to see America. I didn't think America Chavez would show up until maybe what was it? The Marvels. I thought maybe she'll show up there. But if she's showing up here early, it's a lot of implications that could happen. I don't know. It's a lot of things that could happen. Real. Oh, there he is. There he is. What up, my guy?
What's good?
What's up with it?
You see it?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you heard when I'm talking about the Doctor Strange plot that's come to light and everything with America Chavez being part of it, with Shuma Gurath chasing America Chavez through the multiverse, and maybe Doctor Strange having to intervene in some kind of way and maybe stumbles upon Wanda. How do you feel about that? Do you need me to reread the article or
Yeah. Let's hear it again.
all right, I'll reread it. And this is coming from Murphy's Multiverse. It says, we've been excited for the future of Marvel Studios as they start embracing the multiverse. There have been various rumors hinting at Spider-Man No Way Home exploring the vast incarnations of characters. But there's one project that wears it proudly. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will thrust Benedict Cumberbatch's Stephen Strange into the countless realities that could have been. Story details still remain under wraps, but it looks like Illuminati got their hands on some interesting details for the upcoming film. According to them, the intergalactic being Shuma Gurath, whose inclusion has been teased some time ago, will have close ties to, I still can't pronounce her name, Xochitl Gomez's America Chavez. Her abilities will give him control over the multiverse. Illuminati reveals that he will be the main antagonist of the project. No word on how Wanda Maximoff will fit into the overarching story. Gorath hunting down Chavez is the interesting story element that may be the reason that Strange ends up exploring the multiverse. The ending of WandaVision could hint that the Sorcerer Supreme stumbles upon Wanda, who is exploring a part of the multiverse to find her children. Perhaps they might even have a connection to the Eldritch being instead of being parts of Mephisto. So there are a lot of angles that this could take with this film. It'll be exciting to see what direction Sam Raimi and Marvel Studios takes to bring this to life.
Okay.
Before I let you talk, let me see what XR says. He says they'll probably use the Midnight Suns for quick cash grab, comedy relief, and don't do justice to these dark, mature characters the way it's supposed to be. I mean, they're so scary to bring Mephisto. He says, I trust Sam Raimi will do justice to Shura, but Kevin Feige and Disney will force the villains to be another generic formulated comedy relief character. They already ruined Dormammu, Ultron, and Ultron's ego. And he was saying to look up Kevin Feige trying to censor Deadpool 3. So back to the article. What's your thoughts on that before we address XR?
I like the inclusion of Shumagorath,
Mm-hmm.
but it also that just means that there's no chance that we're gonna see Mephisto or Nightmare or any of that. I don't think there's any chance of us seeing it anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it just because if they're gonna go the Shumagorath route, then because he's from the Chaos Dimension,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess that's what we're going to see then. Instead of the Hell Dimension, we're going to see the Chaos Dimension. Okay,
Right.
I buy it, but I hate that they're going that route. But at least we're getting the story.
Um, But that's what Marvel does, right? They
Yep.
Civil War, Ultron, all the big overarching story points. They're gonna give it to you in name and probably name only, and they're gonna switch up a lot of stuff. And they try to incorporate some things from the comics, but they learn how to make that storyline their own storyline.
Yep.
It's what I'm saying, it's separate from what goes on with the comics. I don't
Right.
have no issue with this. As I was explaining, it seems like, and remember I brought it up, Marvel, I don't think is really going to be leaning heavy into the multiverse the way that we might be thinking. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
With the inclusion of America Chavez, which I thought probably wouldn't show up until the actual Marvel's movie that's supposed to be
Hmm.
coming out, Captain Marvel 2. I think we're looking at the multiverse in a totally different way. I think we more so was looking at how DC wants to do that multiverse.
Right.
Marvel's doing it a totally different way, just saying that, yeah, it's a multiverse out there, but we're not exploring each different multiversal universe. We might have a character from, a different universe coming to our universe, but we're not going to
Right.
be exploring what it is, the 912 or what I'm saying, all these different other Marvel
Right.
universes. And that's how I feel about it. So I think it's more so going to be linear. I think we'll get everything probably explained better with the Loki show that's coming. I think that's going to give us the baseline on what the multiverse is and how it's going to
Okay.
be. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I mean, Loki, that's probably where you'll get him exploring different timelines or multiverses, you know what I'm saying, universes, so to speak. But
Right.
the way that DC is doing their multiverse or is trying to do their multiverse, and how I think Marvel's multiverse is just different timelines. If you
Gotcha.
understand what I'm saying.
Right.
And DC's is different universes. This guy can look
Right.
totally different. This Batman don't look like Ben Affleck's Batman. This Flash and that Flash, they're not the same. You see what I'm saying? I think it's
Right.
that way. And I could be wrong. But let's address some of XR stuff before unless you got anything else you want to put into on this Doctor Strange?
Um, I just, I hope that it, in some way, they use the fact that with this story, they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're bringing a character who, I mean, we already know that you can travel to different universes, you know what I'm saying? Because he did it already. Doctor Strange did it already. So
Right.
I would at least like to see him multiverse hop, maybe not different characters, but I would like to see him in some light, different, you know what I'm saying, visit multiple, you know what I'm saying, realities. I guess that's what they're going to call them, is the multiple
Multiple
realities. Yeah.
realities. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what dimension was the Dormammu was from the dark dimension? That's what they called it, right?
Right.
And we know that the chaos dimension exists because
Shumagora.
Shumagorath, and they said it in WandaVision also, if I remember correctly, right? Did they say
Right.
anything about it?
Well, chaos magic.
No chaos magic. And well, okay. Well, let me ask this: does this open the door for Cthulhu, who is actually the author of,
Right. The
the
Darkhold.
Darkhold, and who actually invented and who invented chaos magic? Does this open the door for?
Right. Because, I mean, that's got to be because I feel like I said, I feel like we didn't get the entire story of WandaVision like we were supposed to. There were aspects that they wrote out of the story
Right.
that I feel like would have made sense to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, like I said, it's so hard to tell now because we got a jumbled, convoluted story that with no real, you know what I'm saying, ending to the paradox,
Mm-hmm.
no real explanation of why.
Right.
I mean, like, I can understand they said, like, with Agatha, she said, "Oh, your power drew me here." You know what I'm saying? Okay, but where'd you get the Darkhold from?
Right.
You
Where
didn't
did you
steal it from the Ancient One. I don't believe that for a second. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You
right.
didn't take it from the Sorcerer Supreme. You got it from somebody else. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's just part of the story we didn't get.
Well, and what you saying that was the dark hole even in that in the library? You know what I'm saying? We know it wasn't there during during the movie.
Right.
Um, but was it even one of those books that was there to begin with? Because everybody's
Right.
assuming that the dark hole was kept by the Sorcerer
Right.
Supreme. This might have been a book that just never ended up, the Sorcerer Supreme just could never get her hands on.
Right.
So but no, it's a lot of backstory that we do need on Agatha, as far as, like you said, oh, I was
She
drawn
had
to you and I got all these, books and all this other
right.
magic. I know you've been alive since the 1600s. Cool, I get it. But you're I'm not gonna say she's not that strong, but she's not that strong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who are
And
you really?
what right? What's really going on? What's really going on?
Well, here's my thing also with that. Why is she a witch? If she's a witch in the aspect of magic, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Magic and hell and all that stuff, that's all falls under the same.
All the same,
So
right?
that's why I don't understand. It all falls under supernatural.
Supernatural, yeah. Well, and we're gonna get into it probably, this next subject coming up. I'll probably jump into the Midnight Suns before I talk about this
Right.
race. But they're supposed to be going head in with the supernatural. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, Marvel is gonna be leaning in heavy with the supernatural. So I don't know, man. That's actually a real good question as far as why. I mean,
Right.
we know why, I guess, because of China, but why? You
Right.
give It's like you're giving us this stuff, but
Certain you're picking choosing, but
yeah, so come on, you gotta give me something.
right.
Gotta give me something better than what you give me, because right now you're making people like the homie XR. You making XR mad, who is a fan.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And XR, I know we said that majority rules, but at the same time, if you are a fan and you pay your money, you do have a voice. You got a right to say any and everything that you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the right to call out the people who you are buying a product from if you feel it's either inferior or not giving you what you wanted them to give you, if you understand
Right.
what I'm saying. And that's how I feel on it.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, you got to be able to be heard. So everybody wants to be heard.
Right. Everybody wants to be heard. Let me see. Oh, XR come back with another. He says Wanda's magic is different than hell and demonic magic, like Mephisto, Hailstorm, Santana. No, we know that Wanda's magic is different. She was already born with the innate ability to harbor magic, and then if we're going by the comics,
She was a
then
mutant.
right, so she was born a mutant, which enabled her to circumvent the teachings of magic, right? Then she was also bestowed with chaos magic to become a vessel for Chthon.
Right.
So she got it. So she got it like twofold. You know what I'm saying? Then she was a Nexus being also. So she's
Right.
like, Uber,
Omega level.
right? You know
That's
what I'm
exactly
saying?
what they call it. Yeah.
So she can practice and do everything that she needs to do without even, because as Doctor Strange explained it, or as the Sorcerer Supreme explained to Doctor Strange, magic is taken from other magic users, right? So
Mhm.
dark magic was taken from Dormammu or his dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Light magic will be taken from whoever the light. You know what I'm saying? So all these different beings is basically bartered and traded. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wanda doesn't have to barter or trade magic. She
just has unlimited amount.
She just uses it. If Dormammu doesn't want his magic being used. He could shut it off and nobody could use his magic.
Right, because she doesn't have to read spells.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If her magic is different than Agatha, why did we get Agatha as a character? Why was she a witch? That's what I'm saying, XR. If she was if she wasn't, if we're not getting magic from, like he said, the dark dimension, that's where Dormammu comes from. There's got to be magic from the hell dimension because they're hell books. You know what I'm saying? In Marvel, you know what I'm saying? There's hell books. There was a hell book in the Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? There was a book for every realm. That's where the power comes from. So if you're going to give us that aspect, why can't we have the characters? What's the difference? If you're going to put it there, why not give it full fold? Why give a taste of it, but not all of it?
Don't stop there. What you know what I'm saying? It's like what you stopping there for.
Right. We don't get the full story.
Yep. But on to the next subject. Since we're already going in on that, we'll talk about Midnight Suns.
Okay.
Jumping to the Midnight Suns. Let me pull it up real quick. That's not it. But I'm if Midnight Suns is true, I'm with XR. It's got to be hard.
Yeah.
You got to push that rating.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You just got to. And they have to bring in, to me, the right people to play said parts. We already know we got Moon. If because this picture to me sums it up. Who could be playing the Midnight Suns? You know what I'm saying? Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider supposed to show up, and Doctor Strange too also.
Right. As a supporting character.
Character.
I've seen a lot about that. Like he won't get a solo movie for a while, but he'll be a supporting character. He can show up anywhere.
Right. He might show up in Blade. You know what I'm
saying?
Right. So those three on the bottom already we know. Doctor Strange being part of the Midnight Suns, yes and no, because
he's got to become the Sorcerer Supreme first.
He's got to become the Sorcerer Supreme. I've seen a lot of people saying that he's already like, nah.
Nope.
Matter of fact, Wong even stated it, saying that
this is the first time that there's never been a Sorcerer Supreme.
And we have to go and protect
the Sanctorum. This Sanctorum.
So let me find that report on that though. Here we go. This is coming from the hashtag show. Read it real quick. It says Midnight Suns movie in early development at Marvel Studios. Earlier this week, we talked about how Ghost Rider be coming to the MCU. Now we're talking about Marvel's next big team-up film, Midnight Suns. Marvel has over 20 unannounced films, but with those in heavy emphasis on branching out with their team-up movies. They want to replicate the success of Avengers with multiple team-up films, Young Avengers, Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts, etc. Although this week we can exclusively share that Marvel is working on a Midnight Suns movie, which is currently in early development. The Midnight Suns is a group within Marvel Comics that consists of supernatural heroes that fight supernatural threats. Marvel Studios is wanting to build a Midnight Suns to be the supernatural Avengers, more or less. While there have been previous reports regarding Midnight Suns being adapted, these were inaccurate at the time, as Marvel did not have the characters they wanted in place for such a film. However, with Blade and Moon Knight coming to the MCU and the Doctor Strange sequel bringing a lot of characters into the MCU, it's now a big priority for Marvel and a realistic one. The roster will start off small and grow in future films. As with any other team-up film, it will start with Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade, Hannibal King, Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, and Scarlet Witch. Hannibal King and Hellstrom will be introduced in Blade and fleshed out further in Midnight Suns, while Ghost Rider will be utilized in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness before continuing on in Midnight Suns. Moon Knight and Blade both have a series and movie coming soon. While plot details are scarce as it is still in early development, we can exclusively share that Blackout, there we go. So they're using Blackout, will be the primary villain with teasers of Mephisto throughout. From what I'm hearing, Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios are interested in having multiple Thanos-level threats within the MCU. Only time will tell what larger impact Midnight Suns has on the MCU, though with many of its members being fun supernatural heroes, expect to see a lot more of the supernatural in MCU moving forward. So that's a lot to even with that short, not giving out a lot of information. To me, that's a lot. telling us as far as what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They already said, and I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but if this is the cast of characters that they want to bring out, Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade, Hannibal King, Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, and Scarlet Witch, it's plenty of stuff that they can do with that. You already
Mm-hmm.
got Scarlet Witch, huge, coming off of WandaVision. You have Doctor Strange, who will probably be just, this movie will probably be just as big as if not bigger than the last one. Moon Knight, Blade, Moon Knight having a series, Blade having a movie. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be like this 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 might be their answer to not having, or maybe they will have the Dark Avengers. Maybe they have two, you know what I'm saying, uh super teams going on at once.
That's what it sounds like they're saying. It sounds like we'll have the young Avengers running around and handling, minor threats. We'll have the Avengers with the major Omega level threats, and these
Yeah.
guys will handle,
Super,
supernatural threats. And then the Dark Avengers, they just go in there and get shit done.
right.
Right.
And only thing we're missing is the cosmic level threats. And I think they are gonna put, I know we got Guardians of the Galaxy, but I can
But the
see,
Eternals, I feel like
yeah,
they're gonna push them out further.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? As far as cosmic level threats. So it's like they're getting all their ducks in a row. This is like a 20. I'm we watched the MCU for the past, what is it now? 12, 13
12
years.
years, yeah.
And they slow burn. Well, it wasn't slow, but they was working with the characters that they had. Now that they got a medley of characters that they got back from Fox and everything else, and being able to use these characters the way that they can benefit from them. I'm looking at 20 years down. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Kevin Feige and the powers that be are planning things 20 years in advance.
You're
And
right.
that's saying something. You know what I'm saying? That's telling. That's saying a lot. That shows just how much faith, not only how much faith that they have in the brand, but just how much that they love this brand and they want it
Right.
to grow. You
They
know what
want
I'm
it to
saying?
work.
Right. Because them saying that this is in early development, yeah, early development as in this is 5 years out. This
Right.
is you know what I'm saying, this is 6, 7, 8 years
We
out.
got to get somebody to write a script. We got to
Yeah.
cast. We got to do all that
And not just that, we got to have other movies in between
to set it up.
to set it
Right.
up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying this is 5, 6, 7, 8 years in advance that we're talking about. And then going forward another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So, Marvel, it's like even when you think they losing, they, you know what I'm saying, they win.
What I fear as far as that goes
Mhm.
is these actors, and I guess what that means is to tell these stories in like a succession like that,
Right.
with it being so much time, like you said, for them to plan out for 20 years. 20 years, all these people will look like old people at that point. They'll all look old.
Mhm.
So, I mean, are we going to see a lot of it being digitally de-aged, or, I mean,
I think Doctor Strange Cumberbatch, I think he'll be out, because think about it. We'll have Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade. Moon Knight and Blade, they're in there. Oscar Isaac is what, 40?
yeah,
Mahershala Ali is in his 40s. I
probably
think he's
mid
late 30s.
40s.
No, I think he's late 30s.
Okay.
I think his late 30s, might just be crossing 40. So if you keep them in shape, you can work them. I don't know who will play Hannibal King or Hellstrom. We know Ghost Rider is, for the most part, CGI. And then Scarlet Witch, I mean, she's what? And she's in her early 30s.
Yeah.
So I can see it being pushed. I'm not saying that the Midnight Suns will last 20 years.
No. I feel you, but I'm just thinking, I'm thinking about these other characters too.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can see that, but I see a lot. I mean, are we gonna see a lot of these characters die off and then just keep bringing in new characters? That's what I'm saying. Like, I could see this going for a while because, and I thought about this, like when you say stuff like the Midnight Suns, that makes me think of like, okay, for X-Men, like I thought for like X-Men, if you say you see it going for 20 years, I see us getting a young cast, very young.
Most definitely. That's why when a lot of people keep saying Hugh Jackman,
No.
I love Hugh Jackman. I
Oh
love him, but
no.
he's not going to be Wolverine.
Nope. They're
Kevin
looking for
Feige,
somebody in their 30s. You know
man,
what I'm saying? Somebody mid 20s.
they want a mid-20 looking guy,
Yep.
or they want a guy whose age is mid-20s who they can gruff up and look a little seasoned older, you know what I'm saying? And have him look that way for 10 years,
Right.
15 years.
Like I said, I know who my pick is. And when they cast him, either one of them, but when they cast one of these guys, I'm gonna be ready to say I told you so.
Who you got?
I think it's a close tie between Taron Egerton and Daniel Radcliffe.
I like Taron Egerton.
I like Radcliffe,
I
bro.
like Radcliffe too, though.
I like
I
Radcliffe.
like both of them. Both
For
of
a
them
long
tall guys.
for a role like that, I
Yeah.
like Radcliffe big time.
And you know what? It would bring old Harry Potter back, man. Because I mean, he hasn't been. He's been working, but he hasn't had that spotlight. You know what I mean?
He's done like a lot of like, I guess in my opinion, they're like B films. But
what's the one? Was it called Horns?
Yeah,
that was good. I had like that one. He did two. Didn't he do the sequel to The Lady in Black?
No, he did the first one.
He just did the first one.
Yeah, and then he was in a movie called Imperium.
Yeah,
he was very good in. He was good in another one called Jungle. He was good in Guns Akimbo. That's him doing like action.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, that's my pick for them anyway. And that's the thing; he's not doing anything.
Right.
He's got a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like both of them. I also like Clint Eastwood's son. I
feel like he's too old.
You think
he just has too much of a? He's an older looking guy, I guess. I mean, he's at least in his mid 30s.
Let me see how old he is.
Yeah, he's at least mid 30s. And I feel like he's a face, but then again, it's not a face that they can bank on. You know what I'm saying? Because if you see any role he's played, he plays pretty much the same character in every movie.
He's 35.
35, and he plays like a military grunt in most movies he's in. So I just don't see him he doesn't carry a movie.
So okay, so you saying you don't think, because we know that they're going to be spinning off Wolverine.
We know that. Right.
Whether it's a show or
movies or however, they're going to bank on that character.
Right. You don't think that he can carry it on his own?
Nope.
You don't think he can? Okay.
Nope. And I feel like if that was the case, you know what I'm saying, he would have more leading roles.
Yeah. I don't have an issue with that.
Right.
I just, I've seen some of the fan casting and the edits and everything, and I thought, he looked pretty dope.
It looks good, but I mean, will people really go see, you know what I'm saying, him in a movie like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with it. Let's see what's going on with this chat. Let's see where we left off at. XR says, did you hear anything about the Living Tribunal showing up as Loki?
Yeah.
I don't, and I know where it's coming from. I don't know if that is Living Tribunal. If it is, that would be it's kind of a dope way to spin it, which is the 3 lizard men is what Loki was saying. That would be an interesting way to bring the Living Tribunal, because then doing it like that, you don't make him this uber omnipotent, all powerful being. He is that, but you don't, you know what I'm saying?
You spread it over 3 characters.
Right. And it's easier to come across on the screen too. It plays better on screen than just this one being with a floating head with 3 faces on it. You know what I'm saying? So if that's who it is, I'm cool with it. And that's the only character that I can really see those. Well, not necessarily, because they could be the Beyonders. The alien looking, lizard looking kind of.
Right.
It could be them. But if it ends up being Living Tribunal, I wouldn't be mad at it as long as it's done right. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad at it.
I've been trying to stay away from spoilers for
Uh,
Loki. I've been trying to stay away. I want to be surprised.
I haven't really seen any. I haven't,
Right.
which is, I've seen some speculation, but spoilers, I haven't seen any spoilers.
I've seen like some leaked stuff,
Uh,
but I haven't tried it. I haven't read it. I haven't seen a lot of like. I try to stay away from it.
I feel you, man. I feel
Mm-hmm.
you. I think Loki's going to be one of those shows that gets us back with the whole speculation, because I think Loki's show has more to do with the MCU going forward, because it's an actual product of the MCU. It's an actual something that happened out of the movie coming to life on you know what I'm saying, Disney Plus. Because WandaVision, other than the characters, WandaVision had nothing to do with the movies. Well, I guess with Vision dying, I guess.
And I mean, but that's the thing. And then it's set up for Monica Rambeau to be,
No.
you know, saying with the script.
It did.
Right.
But I don't mean it like that. What I mean it is, we know this has actual ramifications on
going forward. Right.
You
On
know
the main timeline.
On the main, right. And that's what I mean by, because like I said, we know that this is the Loki from
2012
that was taken out of not Civil War, Endgame. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Like, this means something more so than Monica. We know Monica Rambeau means a lot, but to me, that was just introducing a character. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Falcon and the Winter Soldier. To me, yeah, going forward, he'll be Captain America, but
I feel like Captain America just won't be the same Captain America that it was in the movies going forward.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But with this Loki, to me, this can change the course of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Of what we deem
the main timeline is. It could change the whole timeline.
Everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because
he says, if Ghost Rider doesn't get a solo movie with Mephisto done right, I'm out. I'm tired of Marvel catering to China. Kevin Feige can ruin Blade, Moon Knight, Morbius, but Ghost Rider, nah.
Stop it.
So you're a big Ghost Rider fan, is
right.
I'm gathering, and that's cool.
Don't you think they're gonna ruin Blade? They got an opportunity to cash in on the SJW right now with Blade, and they got an opportunity right now, and they're gonna take full advantage of that.
I don't see Blade being ruined.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you this: Blade is not this super uber dynamic character. He's real simple.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Real simple. Kill bloodsuckers and do it with an attitude. That's it. And I don't see how you ruin that.
I feel like with Mahershala Ali in the role, I feel like if they wanted a basic character, they would have got a basic actor.
Right.
He's not a basic actor. They're going to turn him into and they're going to turn the character into like an intellectual. You know what I'm saying? We're probably going to get a 21st century Blade, not the 20th century Blade we saw, the 90s Blade. We're going to get a different Blade, I think.
No, I think we'll get. I'm just the character in general though, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a way that you can necessarily mess up angry vampire killer. You know what I'm saying? Whether even if you make him intellectual and make him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever, but I just don't think you can mess that up. You know?
Oh, no doubt. I feel you.
To me, Blade, Mahershala Ali, Oscar award-winning actor. That right there says it all.
Right.
But to me, Blade is going to be defined not by the character of Blade, but more so by his rogues gallery. That's how I'm looking at this film. Are we going to get a dynamic villain? Because if we get a run-of-the-mill, you know what I'm saying, stupid vampire, then or just one of those run-of-the-mill vampires who are real vain and, you know what I'm saying, just pretty, nah, give me a dark, devious vampire, somebody cunning, wit, you know what I'm saying, just all of that, not just out partying and blood sucking. Give me somebody who has determination to either take over the world or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. I need something bigger than the regular bloodsucker. Or it's just a vampire infestation. I don't want that. Give me something, you know what I'm saying, gonna make me say, "Damn, that Blade movie was."
Well, I
Blade
mean,
was so
aren't they already talking Dracula to be the first?
I hope, and that's what I hope. Give me Dracula, and don't kill him. Don't kill him off. Give me Dracula. Give me, and if you want to bring Wesley Snipes in, I'm cool with that. It's him either being Dracula, like we talked about being Whistler, but give me a Dracula. Give me somebody with world
Gravitas.
domination, right? Gravitas, world domination on the mind. Somebody smart, somebody who can out who is who
Who
thinking
gives Blade an actual challenge?
right. You know what I'm saying? Chess, not checkers, stuff like that. That's how I
Right.
look at it. He says Henry Cavill as Beyonder would be dope. But he's talking about the human Beyonder. So yeah. PG-13 Blade is a no-no. Also, Ali is too old and not a in-shape fighter. What?
Right. I don't know how I feel about that. He's an
Mahershala
actor.
Ali?
I don't know if you know anything about actors, but when they get paid to take on a role, they take on the role. And if you don't come up to snuff, they hire somebody else, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali is.
That the man probably
Look,
had martial arts training through
man,
Marvel
and
and
I mean
sword fighting and all
he's
that.
an athlete anyway. He
Right.
was a college basketball player. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think he actually could have went
To
or
the pros.
to the
Or at
pros.
least played some kind of
Right, some
professionally,
kind of
right?
professional ball. He's no he might not be a martial artist, but we
That's
talked about it. You know, that's contrary to the point because I can
right.
hire a
A
martial artist
choreographer.
right to teach me some moves and all I got to do is make it look good. You
Right.
know, we were spoiled by having Wesley Snipes being two-time black belt and you know what I'm saying stuff
Right.
like that. But
The man, right.
that doesn't mean that Mahershala Ali can't come in
Mm-mm.
and take over and do this. You know what
If
I'm
they
saying?
didn't think that he could do that, they wouldn't have hired him.
Right. Chris Evans didn't have combat training, and
Right.
he did a damn good job as Captain America. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
He was pretty boy for a long
Right,
time. You know
for
what
a
I'm saying?
long
Like
time.
he did like heartthrob movies, dude. Yeah. I mean, and you can even tell he did in his other movies after he did Captain America, the first one. If you
Mhm.
look at his other movies, yeah, okay. You can tell he likes the fact that he did combat training.
Right.
Keanu Reeves, same thing.
Same thing, Keanu.
Yeah.
But once they get that training, they take it serious.
Then
Keanu
they take it
actually
to the next level, right?
stepped it up. He actually, you know what I'm saying, kept training. He actually has belts in his discipline. I
Right.
could see Mahershala Ali doing the same thing. If not right
Right.
now, he could be
Right.
you haven't seen him in nothing in a minute. He could
Right.
be training for this
He's
Blade.
right. He's under contract with Marvel, bro. They got him.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not. That's an invalid statement.
Also, the writer of the new Blade movie is a woman. Watch Blade be a soft beta. I doubt that. Women love protectors, bro.
Right.
They love protectors. He said, I heard that they are bringing his daughter to take over the role of Emperor. No, that was teased in comics. Never came into fruition for the film. And it never came into fruition in the comics. I think they wanted to try to do something like, and that was years ago. That was like 5-6 years ago. Whenever Wesley Snipes got out of jail, I hate to say it, but that was a while ago when they were talking about Blade's daughter and everything like that, and that was to try to spice the character up also. But I doubt they do that on this because Blade is too big of a brand. People know who Blade is as the Black Vampire Slayer, not the daughter.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That would be a total miscalculation on their end if they tried to do something like that. Bring it now. If they wanted to bring a daughter in and say that Blade has a daughter, cool. But for her to take over, nah, I don't see that. He said, watch all the fight scenes being close up, camera shake where you can barely see what they're doing, like the Nolan trilogy fight scene.
See, only Batman Begins was like that. The Dark Knight, they changed it for the Dark Knight, and it was even better with the Dark Knight Rises. So don't give me that. Because I have the same quarrel with the Batman Begin, that trilogy. Is Batman Begins is pretty much a Zoom fight. Exactly. That's my same quarrel with that movie, but they did make it better. He did take that with a grain of salt.
Man, I wish there was a way I could like this comment through this.
Right.
Because Exar, you dead on, man. I doubt that happens, but yeah, when I talk about Batman versus Batman. Because I'm not saying that the Dark Knight trilogy was bad. It was
No.
actually, dope, real good.
But that's my quarrel
You know what I'm
was the
saying? But
fight
yeah, the
scenes.
fight scenes, Batman as a fighter,
Terrible.
horrible.
Terrible.
And that's why I like Ben Affleck so much, is because
it's gritty.
It's gritty. You got to see Batman do work. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I hated the fight scenes on that. And when I bring it up to a lot of the people who like that Batman, they like, oh no, what are you talking about? I'm like, man, watch just this one scene when he comes into the warehouse, when Ben Affleck's Batman comes into the warehouse.
Oh yeah, he smashes. Yeah,
I said, man, that one scene is better than every fight scene
in the whole trilogy. Oh man,
that's crazy.
Right.
Dark Knight fight scenes suck. Batman can't fight and throw punches slower than it was slow. And he was trained by you know what I'm saying? We got to see him be trained by ninjas, and it still just looked mechanical. That's what it looked.
Right. It looked choreographed.
Yeah, it looked too choreographed.
Right.
Too mechanical too. Am I throwing the punch right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There was no fluid, nothing was fluid about it. None, you know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, man.
I'm just talking about the camera angles. Right. Yeah. This is a very true comment.
Yep. Most accurate fight scenes. I agree with you. With you. Anything else you want to add to this Doctor Strange? Well, not Doctor Strange. I'm sorry.
For the Midnight Suns. Yeah. They did say we are getting Johnny Blaze, right?
I don't know, because
or Robbie Reyes. Yeah.
The Ghost Rider, if I remember correct, and I could be wrong, the Ghost Rider that was part of the Midnight Suns was Danny Ketch. It wasn't Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
Now, so I could be wrong. I could be getting some things mixed up. But from what I remember, that Ghost Rider, which was, I mean, it was still Ghost Rider. It just wasn't
Johnny. It wasn't Johnny Blaze, exactly.
You know was Danny Ketch. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I wanted to be Johnny Blaze. I wanted to be Johnny Blaze. That's my Ghost Rider. And Johnny Blaze always ends up being the Ghost Rider anyway, right?
Right.
So just give us Johnny Blaze, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. But I do like this cast though. Blaze,
the team, yeah, I like the team. I think they could. I think they could really make that show well on screen. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, and if with all the actors that I know that they have so far, yeah, I could see them really make that pop on screen. Yeah.
And the thing is, okay, I know I was about to go on to the next topic, but like we just said, they're skating on the edge of demonic possession. Devil, like you're getting me Hellstrom.
Right.
You're
Come on now.
You're giving me Blackout.
You're giving me Ghost Rider.
You're giving me Ghost Rider.
Come on. Y'all got the door and y'all got your nose in it, but and your foot in the door, but you won't open it.
You won't open right. Like just kick down the door and just give it to us. Man.
Just give it to us, right?
You're giving us all the characters. Just go ahead.
I feel like that's. I hope that's what the end game is to just say we got to show them on screen.
They got to. He says Danny Ketch has better healing factor and he is more experienced with his powers. Okay. So XR is the ghost. That's my Ghost Rider guy.
That's his man. Yeah, that's his man.
That's my go-to guy. I enjoy Ghost Rider. When, like I said, when I was reading Ghost Rider, it was all Johnny Blaze. I remember Danny Ketch came in. Was it after the Spirit of Vengeance manifested itself? XR, do you remember? And because they did, like, if I remember correctly, the Spirit of Vengeance was actually out doing things, and then Danny
on its own, right?
So I could be wrong though. Like I said, this was a while. Somebody was getting at me on Facebook because we was having a conversation about Shuri. You know what I'm saying? Being the Black Panther, and I
don't see it happening.
Yeah, me neither. But he was trying to bring up that the timeline in the MCU. You know what I'm saying? They've already gone past it. I was like, wait, whoa. The MCU and the comics are two totally different things. That's what we have to realize. You know what I'm saying?
They're separate entities.
Separate. They pull from the comics, yes, but they're not the same.
Nope.
I said, Shuri is not a fighter. He was like, what do you mean? I'm like, Shuri did not, yeah, she had weapons and she fought, but she's not a fighter. In the MCU, in order to be the Black Panther,
You have to excel in hand-to-hand combat.
you have to fight for it.
Right.
It's not just given. Because in the comics, when T'Challa died, it was just, Shuri just took over. But no, here you have to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? So, and even if it was given, you can be challenged for that mantle
At any time. And if anybody thought that they could beat her, they would challenge her. Right.
So I'm like, sure, I don't care. Because he brought up, well, it's been 5 years has passed this, that, and the third. I'm like, I don't care. Do you see how small that girl is? Do you see how small she is?
Right.
You're going to try to make her a fighter and be able to beat M'Baku if he wanted to challenge the throne?
Right.
Really?
Come on, man. Yeah. Let's be realistic here.
Who gave T'Challa
with no powers either, though. Right. Come on.
Come on, man. Nah.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's not realistic to me.
Mm-mm.
He says, bro, I'm telling you right now, Disney, China, and Kevin will bastardize, nerf, water down, and ruin the Midnight Suns with dumbed down censorship and watered down PG-13 rating. We just gotta wait and see, man. We just gotta wait and see.
I don't think so. Like, I feel like if they were going to make these characters PG-13, why haven't they done it already? Like the ones they've already had most of these characters already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't feel like you bring in characters that have that kind of dynamic and then change them that much. It's not going to translate well on screen, man. That's why I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that misconception is it's not going to look well
on screen.
You know,
and remember, like, you're a fan of Ghost Rider. Think of all the other fans of Ghost Rider who I'm pretty sure y'all share the same thought process. I need to have this hard, you know what I'm saying?
Because that's the only Ghost Rider you know.
That you know. Right. So if I'm Kevin Feige and Marvel, I'm not just bringing in Ghost Rider to water him down. I'm bringing him in to be that Ghost Rider that you know. You see what I'm saying? Sure, I still have to get butts and seats, but I need you to come and be one of those butts in the seats, if you understand what I'm saying. Since you're a Ghost Rider fan, you're a Wolverine fan, you're a Dark Avengers fan. I need you know what I'm saying? Because what makes the Dark Avengers the Dark Avengers? What makes Ghost Rider Ghost Rider? You see what I'm saying? He still has to keep his essence of who he is, or why am I even bringing? If I'm gonna bring Ghost Rider, I might well change his name and everything.
Right. It might as well be a different character.
Right.
They have the liberty to do that now.
Mm-hmm. They do. But from what we're reading, that's not what that's especially with that cast, that lineup: Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade, Hannibal King, Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, Scarlet Witch. I don't see funny laughs, ha ha ha. Because who is funny?
Nobody.
Scarlet Witch is not funny. Ghost Rider is not funny. Hellstrom is very.
We're talking about very serious characters here,
Hannibal
right?
King, Blade, Moon Knight, Strange. Strange might be the
comic.
Maybe him and Moon Knight, they can have a dynamic because Moon Knight's got 5-6 different personalities. If that's the Moon Knight that they're going with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, the personality disorder Moon Knight, then I can see him being a little bit funny or not taking things as serious. But you got a whole team of nothing but serious characters. And yeah, I saw you had brought up about the censorship of that. Let me look that up real quick, because
somebody has to prove that to me, that they're going to censor the one character that's never been censored. Somebody has to show me that in writing for me to believe that, because if that's the case, why? Deadpool makes no sense in the stories that they can write him in or out of any story. He does not have to be a main character in any of these stories that they're telling. Why would they make the movies if they're not going to make them? That would piss people off in the worst way, because they're already seeing 2 movies of Deadpool being exactly what you saw him as in the comic book. Why would they change that? Why would they change the formula of what works?
Okay, I found an article. This is 2 months ago. It says Ryan Reynolds reportedly unhappy with Disney's censorship of Deadpool 3. So, I mean, XR might be onto something. I'll read it real quick. It says the future of the Merc with the mouth of the MCU has been the subject of some debate in recent months, with Deadpool 3 looking likely to receive a stronger rating than other projects from Marvel Studios. While star Ryan Reynolds hasn't really shown any frustration with the developing movie so far, a new report today from Geek Tyrant is suggesting that the actor may not be happy with Disney and specifically with how they're potentially censoring the future film. According to the story, Reynolds has fallen out with the mouse of the house in a major way, with the Geek Tyrant noting, according to a source that works on the Fox Studios lot, Reynolds has had it with Disney and doesn't want to have anything to do with them. So what did Disney do to possibly get on Reynolds' bad side? Well, from what I've been told, Reynolds is tired of the Disney's censorship bullshit and that he's saying enough is enough. If true, this development will go against what we've previously been hearing from Kevin Feige and Reynolds regarding the ambitious plans for Deadpool. As such, for now, we've advised taking this report with a grain of salt. That being said, Geek Tyrant stresses that the actor's issue is specifically with the Mouse House and not Marvel Studios. So things may indeed still be fine between him and Feige. So you know what this sounds like to me? Sounds like Disney is trying to figure out what to do with Deadpool. Marvel knows what it's going to do. Kevin Feige is not the one who is trying to censor. If from reading this, Kevin Feige wants to go for R-rated, full steam ahead. He's on Reynolds' side. Disney, right, knowing that they have a certain face that they got to put on to the public, I think they're just trying to figure out and come up with a way to release Deadpool that doesn't necessarily have the Disney tag on it.
Right.
Like I said, I think Deadpool 3, because we don't have a release date yet for Deadpool 3.
Don't even have any news on it.
Any news on it.
Who's to say they're even making this movie?
Yeah, it might not.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they're not going to make it the way that they know is proven that's made money in the past, why are they even doing it?
He says the writer of Deadpool 3 is an SJW feminine. No. That's wrong.
Who's writing the movie? Nobody's writing anything.
That's wrong.
There's no script.
To my understanding,
they're not making a movie yet.
Ryan Reynolds has said that he has full input on the script.
Right.
That's my understanding. So if you're saying that is a SJW feminist and Kevin Feige being, that's because let me see.
Yeah, find me some news on Deadpool 3. That's what I'm going to look as well, because I haven't seen anything real.
This was from 2020. The Molyneux sisters taps Bob Burger's writers, the Molyneux sisters.
Okay, so they're not even filming this movie till 2022. And this is from Collider. So, yeah, they're not even filming this movie till 2022.
Yeah, I'm on Variety. So these is reputable reporting, trades.
Right.
Bob's Burgers is not SJW.
Not even close. Have you ever seen, do you know who the voice of Bob is? H. John Benjamin. He writes on every show that he's in. He wrote for Archer. He wrote for Bob's Burgers.
Gotta say no more.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on. Yeah, and they showed, and it played on FX.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big watcher, but I watch some, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see SJW in it.
Not even close.
Them pushing the line like a Family Guy pushes the line, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Archer pushes the line. Nah, I can't.
Right.
On that one, XR.
Right, because they make all the women in Bob's Burgers like socially awkward.
And
right, yeah. So I don't understand how that's feminist at all.
I don't know about that. You're gonna have to, if you got a link or something, you can give me that shows why they are SJW.
Right, yeah. Post it because I want to see
Bob's Burgers. Like I said, Art. If he's saying Archer stuff like that, these shows are the anti-SJW shows.
Right.
What makes them so good is because the people from my era, probably, you know what I'm saying, Kobe's era, the early 80s, 90s, even older,
right,
they watch those shows because it's a way, it's a getaway from all the SJW.
It's an escape. Exactly right.
It's an escape from all of that. Bob Burgers, did they do a crossover Family Guy one time, if I remember correctly?
Oh,
I want to say they did. Even if they didn't, I just know that block of cartoon entertainment, adult cartoon entertainment, that's another thing too. It's adult cartoon entertainment. I don't see
it crossed over with Archer.
With Archer.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Yeah. Archer is a womanizing, you know what I'm saying? Drinking, smoking, come on. That's the man you want to see in the movies. You know what I'm saying? That's what Archer is. And that was a send up of James Bond. So,
and another thing too, I don't think Ryan Reynolds would agree to
any of that.
Yeah.
Right. No.
If Disney came out and said, all right, here are the writers, and
they don't have Deadpool without Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Like
bottom line. They don't have.
He might not own the property, but he
is Deadpool.
Yeah, he is Deadpool.
Would you go see Deadpool with anybody besides Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Nobody. No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It just seems like anything that sounds like you've read, it sounds like absolute drop the ball situation.
Yeah.
On Disney's part.
On Disney's part. Like, and I don't even, they announced it, right? They wouldn't announce it if there
wasn't airtight.
Right, to do an R-rated.
We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company here. Yes.
Remember, Deadpool 1 made 700. Deadpool 2 made
almost 9. Yeah, it did make $1 billion. That's right.
Made $1 billion. So you're looking at a cash cow.
Yes. And all you have to do is improve on it.
That's it. You don't need to change it to make it PG-13 to fit into.
Nope.
Deadpool doesn't even have to fit into the MCU. That's the beauty of.
That's what I'm saying. It's owned by Marvel, but I hope he doesn't show up in the main timeline.
Right. He doesn't. Okay. And I know we talked about linear, the multiverse, or how they're doing is more linear than how.
Right.
But think of Deadpool as being an offshoot of one of those timelines.
Right.
That Loki messed up.
Right.
And I guarantee you, that's probably how they play it. Because it's easy to play it that way. You see what I'm saying? This is one of those offshoots. You know what I'm saying? Because Loki's supposed to be cleaning up, but remember, in comics and stuff like that, nothing ever really gets cleaned up.
Nope.
Right? Deadpool is going to be one of those places, or his
one-offs
is where it's not going to be cleaned up. His timeline, his universe won't be cleaned up, and he could cross over with the MCU proper. He could, but I doubt it to that nature.
Right. I don't see him being a main player.
Right.
I see him having like a role, kind of like I said, I see him being like how Stan Lee was in all the MCU movies.
Yeah,
he might make an appearance. Mm-hmm. He might say a few words, but he's not going to be a main character anymore. That's over. He get one more movie and that's it.
Oh yeah, Deadpool 3 is the last Deadpool movie.
Yep, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's
hope you enjoyed what you got.
Yeah,
but
that was the last Deadpool movie. Mm-hmm. Unless Deadpool 3 does so good and open up so much more that they can't help but bring him back. But I'm with Kobe. Deadpool 3 is the last, because it's not that it's a pain in the ass to do. It's something that Disney doesn't necessarily want to do, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, they want to make the money from Deadpool 3.
Of course.
But they don't want to make these type of films. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's why you keep saying that Disney's going to make it PG-13. There's no why.
Nope.
Why get rid of that's like taking a Rolex watch that's encrusted with diamonds and take all the diamonds out
and putting CZs in it.
Yeah. Why do that?
It's a Rolex.
You're lowering the value. It'll sell itself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It'll sell itself. And
parents will take their kids to go see Deadpool every time because they want to see it.
Yeah.
Disney knows this.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be PG-13. If it be PG-13, most of the people that would have went to go see it will boycott it because they know what it's going to be.
Yeah, because they know what it's going to like. You,
or they'll
make it 13. You won't go see it.
Nope. They'll pirate it online.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they don't want that. They want the people to come and see it, official, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
So, but let's get into this last topic, which I think has major implications going forward with DC and
Okay.
what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
It's
I got a
fascinating.
little bit of insight on this too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Got some inside man right here. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
I got some insight.
But so we have AT&T is now selling majority of their portion of WarnerMedia and having it merge with Discovery. I'll read the article real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Says AT&T plans to merge WarnerMedia with Discovery. Big changes for WB in a new landmark announcement. Thanks to the LA Times, WarnerMedia and Discovery are merging. What exactly does that mean going forward for the two mega companies? Well, HBO Max is notably behind in streaming numbers in comparison to Disney and other streaming giants. The management has been suspect, to say the least, whether it's various agreements that make the consumer happy, putting all of WarnerMedia's movies on the service for 2021, or others that are less notable but impact the consumer. These changes either pissed off the content creators or made it less valuable. Consumer Report. Now, with the Discovery CEO taking over operations, they have an industry veteran to guide the ship. The deal is worth a reported $43 billion. Now, AT&T can focus on their cell phone network, with Discovery handling the operations of WarnerMedia. This means that the old guard who handled and fumbled things like the Snyderverse aren't going to be in as big of positions of power. What does this mean going forward? Well, it likely means that HBO Max and Discovery Plus are going to have a bundle or some sort of infusion. So for subscribers of both services, you'll likely be getting some extra content, unless they go the way of Disney and make a bundle. This ends a period of massive upheaval for AT&T. Growing pains in the media sphere led to this decision. Hopefully, this means that HBO Max and WarnerMedia can reach their full potential with one of the biggest libraries of film and TV shows. HBO Max is a fantastic streaming service. It just needs the extra guidance and push. This merger is likely to do that. So that's the article. What do you think? What do you think?
So, though, if I'm not mistaken, so basically what you just read basically said is that AT&T is selling Warner Media to Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So Discovery has their own streaming service, Discovery Plus.
Right.
They're already kind of vested in the streaming.
Right.
They've been doing it for a while. So basically what that tells me is they need access to like bigger servers, stuff like that. Discovery has that.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Media is not just film as well.
Right.
It's like, all of the media, like, what I'm saying, video games, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My thought process is that AT&T knows.
And not to cut you off, I know you brought up video games, and from my understanding, I think Warner wants to sell its video game division to Microsoft.
Yes, they want to sell NetherRealm and all that to Microsoft.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, but they don't want to be exclusive to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they haven't sold to them.
Yeah,
so
but they're gonna end up being exclusive.
You really think they'll do Mortal Kombat exclusive to Microsoft?
No. Mortal
That's
Kombat
NetherRealm.
Probably, yes, it is. But let's take Batman for instance. Just like how Sony has Spider-Man, they'll take that Batman and they'll make that exclusive. I think they'll be able to pick and choose which games, like that Arkham series and stuff like that. I can see them making that exclusive because it's some Sony games that's on Xbox. Matter of fact, the baseball game that just came out is now on Xbox. So it just all depends. That's how I look at it anyway. I think it just all depends. NetherRealm, it wouldn't make sense because even if I'm Microsoft and I now own that property, y'all can have it. But as far as what I need to do, I'll keep Batman. I will keep Batman, the Arkham, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I'll give up Mortal Kombat.
I feel like with the way that WB has mishandled I feel like what you just took, what I gather from it is a lot of people that were in charge at Warner Media, a
Right.
lot of your CS CEOs and whatnot, they made a lot of decisions that were kind of rash, and they've got a lot of been in a lot of hot water because of it. And this is AT&T getting away from that,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
having that publicity anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
they've
but they're still
owned
going to be owners.
right, but it gives somebody else to point the finger at.
Right.
And it also puts new people in power, new people in position to give us, you know what I'm saying? Hey, change DC films.
Right.
They got shit fucked up right now. Change them up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like is going on right now. It might seem like, yeah, there's money behind it or whatever, but I feel like we really just saw a corporate shakeup internally.
That's exactly what this is my take on it. My take on it is Discovery. They just probably wanted a little bit more content, you know what I'm saying, to go along with their stuff. Because think about it now with the same way that Disney, is it National Geographic that Disney has?
Yes.
And because they had the Bear Grylls and all that. Now think of what Discovery can do with some of the actors from Warner Brothers. You see what I'm saying? To drive up their shows, their reality shows,
Right.
that. So you get that aspect of it. Discovery has, like you said, the servers. They are. I think they cover the entire globe. If I'm not mistaken, HBO Max does not.
Nope.
This is a way for now. HBO Max subscription should shoot through the roof
all over the world now.
And like you said, I think going forward, it will be with that big executive shakeup. The DCEU as we know it, other than the projects that's already being filmed, stuff like Matt Reeves' Batman,
that's all happening.
Black Adam, that'll come out.
Flash, but going forward, nah. This is a stop to all of that.
Yeah,
and this is the only way they could pump the brakes.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah,
they had to because they were. Yeah. It's being ran into the ground. Nobody knows what's going on. What is going on? And we talked about this. What is DC? What is DC?
They are pissing their fans off.
Right. What is Warner Brothers doing? I didn't have an issue. I know some people said they had an issue with them releasing it on HBO Max and taking it to the movie theaters. I didn't have an issue with that. I thought that was actually a smart play. The bad play was not letting the talent know. To me, that's where they messed up, because if I'm the talent and I'm expecting my movie to be on the big screen and be seen that way, but now I'm circumvented to a streaming service. And you know, a lot of this talent is older guys, you know what I'm saying? A lot of look at like Denzel Washington, what's her name? Angelina Jolie, whose movie just came out this past weekend. A lot of people probably didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? Other than the blockbuster films like Mortal Kombat,
Conjuring, Matrix 4.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Other than those big blockbuster films, the other films, how am I, you know what I'm saying? I might not be a blockbuster film, but this could have been a film that I could have got an Oscar for or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But now it's not being looked at. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So it makes sense for a movie like Tom and Jerry. It makes sense for Space Jam 2.
Right.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
It does.
But
it does.
But it makes sense for Mortal Kombat because that was a test.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But the Matrix 4, unless that's a test too. But I don't Godzilla versus Kong, that wasn't a test, right?
But it worked.
Yeah.
I think they looked at the pandemic because I was like, okay, they probably do this for like half the year.
No.
But they said they want to do it for all the 2021 slate. And I reported on this in earlier streams. And I was like, wow, how many movies? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, if you got a movie every month, okay, cool. That's 12 movies. Cool. But now you got multiple movies coming out
at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? Throughout these months. I was like, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't mad at it because, I mean, I subscribed to HBO Max and I know what AT&T was trying to do. They wanted the subscriptions to HBO Max to go up.
Yep.
But guess what? It's only so many people in America.
Yep.
Or on this side of the globe. If you're not over in Europe, if you're not over
You're
in
not killing the
China and
market
Asia and you know what I'm
like
saying,
Disney
stuff like that,
Plus is.
Africa, you're not going to be able to get your subscriptions up because, hate to say it, those the American public, as much as they love your content, I'll go over somebody's house and watch it. I'll
Right.
borrow a password. I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. If you're not reaching out or getting your, which damn, it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? You got a streaming service and you only want to give it to the western side of the hemisphere.
Right.
What sense that make?
Nope.
And you already know that majority of money that's made in movies,
It's made through streaming right now.
well, no, just if remember we talked about it. Domestic box office versus worldwide box
International.
office, right? Totally different.
Mm.
That international box office is going to dwarf domestic box office because it's only, like I said, it's only so many people in America. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Domestic box office, India, China, all, you know, Asia, Europe, Africa, things like that, Australia. Come on, that's a whole, that's 75%. You know what I'm saying, that you're missing out on.
Right.
How are you not getting these people the product that you spending hard on money on? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. I didn't get that. Just don't get it. So it makes this merger, this discovery
Makes sense.
makes all the sense in the world. It's gonna I get to get rid of some people, shuffle some people around. You know what I'm saying? Maybe rebrand. Maybe HBO Max might be rebranded because I always
And change the title.
I always thought that was silly too. Is it HBO? Am I watching HBO? Am I watching HBO Max? You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It seems like it's the same shit. So why would I even subscribe
Right. To
HBO
HBO.
Max when I got HBO? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's they have to differentiate that, come up with a whole different title. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they do going forward, I think it's going to be nothing but positive. It makes sense.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
And maybe they can find that Kevin Feige.
Yeah, maybe that's true. But I mean, like, I feel like I said, with like us getting this DC fandom that was getting ready to come up, that's going to change.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, a lot is going to change.
And I know we talked about DC looking at Marvel's success or Marvel's plan and trying to do, but Marvel's plan is not hard to duplicate. It's just the time. Marvel took the time out to do that. DC can do a similar, you know what I'm saying, plan and enact some things to get some. Matter of fact, they already got some stuff in motion. I do think they're, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna cut, you know what I'm saying, the losses, but they do have some things in motion if they want to pick up the right pieces and go forward.
Like with Robert Pattinson's Batman going forward. Yeah.
They got some pieces that they can go forward with. They just have to play up to that.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that universe is supposed to have its own Superman, Batman, Green Lantern. It's supposed to have their own of those characters. So I feel like, you do the multiverse movie, wrap it all in a tight little bow, and then you end that storyline.
Right. Yep. Cut it off. We're done. That whole storyline, we are now done with it.
Now we're going to start from scratch. We got Batman Year 2.
Right.
I mean, come on. You don't start from scratch more than that.
Yeah. Batman Year 2. Henry Cavill's already mad at you, so you got to get you a new Superman. I don't know if it's going to be this black Superman or whatever.
I sincerely hope not.
I hope not. But
I hope that idea goes with AT&T. Right. Yeah.
I hope that is
a long gone. I hope Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman goes with AT&T as well.
Yeah. Well, I would like to see that trilogy wrapped up. I would like to see.
I don't think so.
It wrapped up.
I don't think so. No.
I mean, we might. You know, we got Patty Jenkins working on Star Wars stuff, but me personally, I would just like to see that wrapped up so it's done, because we know right now the Snyder writers going hard. They want you know what I'm saying, anything that they could do or get from the Snyderverse, they want.
Finish the Snyder trilogy. Finish the Justice League trilogy. Done. That's it.
So
That's
so
it.
you rather have just another Justice League movie than anything?
Well, they were supposed to get 3 of them total.
Yeah.
So give me those 3. Be
Mhm.
done with that
Be done
storyline.
with it. Hmm. Okay. Okay. What about Aquaman 2? Because I think Jason Momoa came out on Twitter and said that he wrote uh most of the script, that he's a writer on the script or something like that.
That's great. But
Mhm.
now we're under new ownership.
but
I
you
mean,
but you know the dope thing about Aquaman though, it's kind of separate from Snyder anyway. Like the way that
right.
they did Aquaman 1, and even if we're going to Aquaman, yeah, it's those characters from the Snyderverse, but it seemed like Aquaman had nothing to do.
With any of that. He had his
Yeah,
own story.
yeah,
Right. So, I mean, if you want to bring that character going forward, whatever. But, I mean, because you already got it going forward, but I feel like you cut it off right now.
mm.
Don't let anybody else make any more movies to convolute the story anymore.
Oh yeah, as far as making new movies that have,
No.
yeah, no, 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 no.
Finish these little arcs.
Mm.
But I don't even feel like they're going to put money into that. Just because of the simple fact of people are mad at DC films, DCEU films, or DC films right now. They're mad at them. So why? Why not rebrand all of it?
Yeah. Would you want? What would you want to be? Would you want anything to be kept? Like I lost it. Lost my train of thought. I can't. Never mind. No, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to say.
Would I want anything to be kept as far
Yeah.
as the storyline going forward?
Well, no, care like from DC, like this guy XR. Hold on, man. XR says, "I hope the new owner is not a SJW woke NPC." What is your problem, XR man? Everybody's not SJW super woke,
Nope.
whatever, man.
Nope.
Some of these people just are looking at the numbers, want to do good business, and want to
Not
see
every
the company that
not
they're,
everybody is
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Everybody doesn't have that agenda. Matter of fact, I don't think majority of people have that agenda. I
But a
think
lot
it's
of the people in power have that agenda and
yeah,
they lead and people have to follow.
right. But I just think it's spotlighted. I don't think, like I said, I don't think a lot of the people have that agenda.
Right.
Uh, from my understanding, it's going to be the guy from Discovery, which is Zaz. I think his last name is Zaslav. Let's see if I can find it. And everybody says that. I mean, are you a fan of Discovery Channel?
I mean,
do you like any of the Discovery programming?
right.
Things like that. Animal Planet TLC. I know a lot of that stuff is not. I mean, when I came up, TLC and Science, that those are actually TLC stood for the Learning Channel. Now it's
Right. Not the lifestyle channel.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
Stuff like that. But reality TV is in. It's big ratings getter, so I understand.
right.
But a lot of that stuff is in SJW. I mean, my 300-pound life, like that's not
Right.
SJW, dog. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or my 600-pound life, my bad. A lot of the stuff on there is like Science Channel. They got a lot of documentaries on like aliens and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
This is something that's more real.
right. These might be the people who can bring the DCEU to life. You see what I'm
And
saying?
make it feel real.
Feel real.
Like we're dealing with real people, not just
Yeah.
okay, this is who you are today. Read me
Mhm.
these lines off this paper. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? No. I want to be able to fully be engrossed into the film and into these characters. And it's not happening right now.
Yeah. Discovery has been winning since its inception.
Yes.
So I don't, like I said, with this merger, I don't have a problem with it. If
No.
the
I feel like this
executive,
is a step going forward in the
this
right
is the best
direction.
thing. AT&T knew that they fumbled the bag on this, and they said, "Okay, we got to separate ourselves from this. We're going to keep some voting power. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna sell Warner Media over to Discovery. They need it. We need Discovery. It's a match made in heaven. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Whatever that super giant conglomerate company that forms coming from it, I think it's just going to be a winner altogether. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's to me, this is going to be kind of like the Hulu situation because Hulu is owned by not just Disney; it's owned by is it NBC?
Hulu.
Yeah, I know it's Disney. NBC. Let me.
It's got to be NBC because Saturday Night Live and all that. It's got to be NBC, but that's Universal.
Yeah,
Yeah, Universal.
make sure. I know it's a couple entities.
Or is it Clear Channel?
Let's see. Wikipedia is saying it's just outright owned by Walt Disney Company, but I don't think that's.
I believe it is though, just like
Okay, there it is.
ESPN and all that. Yeah.
Hulu was initially established as a joint venture between News Corporation, NBC, Providence Equity Partners, and later Walt Disney, serving as aggregation of recent episodes. Blah blah blah. March 19, Disney acquired Fox, giving it 60 majority. So they saying they own it because
they own 60-40.
60% majority stake in Hulu. AT&T, which acquired Time Warner, sold back its roughly 10% stake following month. Comcast. So yeah, Universal, you're right, Comcast. The only other stakeholder announced on May 4th. No, Disney owns it outright.
Yeah.
They got wow.
They got ESPN,
yep.
all that, and that big deal. Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. Give me a second. Remove.
Yeah, man, this is huge. Just some of these networks that are going to probably combine. You know what I'm saying? You got Food Network on the Discovery side. All that stuff will tie in together. They'll figure out a way to make all of it work. Yeah, man. I think this is a huge deal.
My apologies. I'm back. I'm sorry. But yeah, so with this, so that's crazy. I didn't know they owned it all, but they still play like NBC and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because anything that's owned by NBC, I feel like they bought. Anything they still play that was owned by NBC, they bought. They either own the rights to, yeah.
Yeah, it says NBC will continue to license its content
right
through 2024, but it will have the option to begin transitioning its exclusivity deal
to Peacock.
To Peak. Yep, that's exactly
what
Wow. So you know what? I wonder what Disney will turn Hulu into. Because now I have 2 streaming channels, 2 streaming services.
Well, no, because Hulu can.
They have 2 streaming services.
I wonder if Hulu will turn into Hulu Films. Hulu already does their own movies.
Well, they have.
Because some of the Marvel content's coming to Hulu. You know that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like MODOK is supposed to be the first one.
Yeah, MODOK is supposed to be the first one to come in. And that's what I'm saying. I wonder what they would turn Hulu into. We were just
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if it's going to become its own. Marvel's looking for a way to make these R-rated movies.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really read on the MODOK, but I mean, I know it's supposed to be like, it's not supposed to be like a kid show.
Right. And what I'm reading or what I'm looking at is you have FX and you have Fox Searchlight. So if I want to make Deadpool R-rated, there, you know what I'm saying? That's
That's
it.
exactly how you do
I
it.
do it under
That's how
Searchlight
you make
Films.
any of those movies like that. You do it
Right.
under Searchlight
Yep.
or Hulu or
Yeah.
however,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Or Century, because or I think it's called 21st Century. It's not called Fox anymore.
Right. It's 21st Century Films.
Yeah. So that would be the
That's
easy
your
way
way right there.
to get out of it of being Disney or saying Disney. It'll be Disney, but it won't say Disney.
But that's the thing, though. If they do that, can they? I mean, in association with Marvel, do they put their name there that way?
No, I think you still have Marvel films. I'm gonna have to watch a screen. You know what I'm saying, when the screen comes up, title shot.
It normally says in association when it's a different company.
Mm.
It doesn't say Marvel Film, Marvel Studios. It says in association with Marvel. It doesn't give like because usually when it's it's a Marvel film because like the Marvel is
Like,
really embellished and they show the characters.
yeah.
Right. It's
So
whenever
I could see them doing just the
it's
same
just
way that
flipping
they
through the
do
comics.
Spider-Man.
Right. They flip through the
Yeah.
comics and you don't see any of the characters.
Right. So I could see them the same way that they do Spider-Man. They could do Deadpool or anybody dark. You know what I'm saying? And it can still be canon.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah. There you go, XR. There you go, man. That's one way.
There you go,
We can
Kevin
bring
Feige. That's how
rated
you
R.
do it.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
But that's crazy. So that Sony deal that just came about though allows them to take Spider-Man, would take everything that Sony does and put it on Hulu after Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that's the adult Disney Plus that they're looking at getting. Maybe they just have it as its own separate streaming service.
Yeah. That would make sense. I keep all my Disney princess stuff over here on this side.
And you keep the Marvel Studios stuff that's PG-13
on that side
over there.
Yep.
Right. You
And
put all the gritty Marvel stuff
on Hulu. Yeah, that makes
Could
all
work.
the sense in the world.
I mean, like I said, they're already doing that. Like I said with this MODOK show.
How you feel about that, man?
I want to see what it's going to be rated.
I don't. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I know it's just gonna be like it's funny comedy. I think one of the writers from Robot Chicken.
So Seth Green or
I don't know. I think I don't know if it's let me just got the computer, we got internet right here.
Yeah. So Patton Oswalt created it, and he's the character of MODOK.
Mm-hmm. It's already got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy. Jordan Blum, Patton Oswalt created it.
Oh, it comes out this Friday.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who the writers are. Animation. Okay, so Stupid Buddy Studios are the ones who did the Robot Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That was formed by Seth Green
and Breckin Meyer.
Yep. Matthew Sinwich, John Harvatine, Eric Towner. Yeah, so that's what it is. I thought it was a writer. So it's the animators.
Right. Of Robot Chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, I mean, I like Robot Chicken.
Yeah. And, I mean, they push it as far as they can possibly push it on that show.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm still reading. I want to see.
Should have some laughter in it. Some I was gonna have Mr. Sinister showing up
It's gonna have. I'm reading. It's gonna have different Marvel characters in it.
because I'm looking at recurring. It's gonna have Tony Stark, Iron Man,
Wonder
Simon
Man.
Williams, Wonder Man. Yep. Pound Cakes, Whoopi Goldberg,
Nice.
the leader, Angar the Screamer, and Mr. Sinister. Those are recurring roles, and then the main characters, Modok, uh, Jodie Charlton, Lou Charlton. I guess those are characters made for the show. Um, most of these are just all super adapt toys are gonna be in it. Most of these are
Hmm.
just henchmen or characters made strictly for the show. So yeah, I think this is gonna be funny, man. Might be good.
I want to know the rating. That's what I'm trying to find out.
The rating. I don't see a rating.
It's R rated.
R rated.
Yeah,
Yeah, R rated. There you go, XR.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like
R rated.
it's
Modok.
TVMA. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, like I said, I feel like this might be the way in. Honestly, man, like bring it all through different, like you said, through different avenues. They've got enough different streaming services that they don't put their stink on, or a lot of different entities that they don't put the Disney logo all over.
Oh, yeah.
Use those. Use what you have to your advantage. Use your tools. Yeah.
Yep, there we go. So Discovery WarnerMedia merger. You got anything else you want to put out on that?
Discovery.
Got your hands full?
Please do this right. Please fix it.
Fix it.
Fix
Got your
the
hands full,
uh-oh.
Discovery.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this though. It's not even hard.
Nope.
We're saying that they got their hands full. It's not hard.
Nope.
Not hard whatsoever. They're coming into something that can easily be fixed.
And be $1 billion franchise. Every movie.
Yeah. This can easily be fixed going forward if take the time, study your art, because that's another thing too. Study your audience. Study your audience.
See what they want.
See what they want. Study, you know what I'm saying? We give up so much. This is the information age for a reason, because we just give it away. You know what I'm saying? We give away so much. It's always whether it's with our phones, you know what I'm saying? They look at what we do all day long.
All day long.
Study your audience. See how many go on social media. See how many people are talking about DC, what they want to see. Those numbers on there on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they matter. YouTube, see what the YouTubers are saying. It matters. You know what I'm saying? They got that following for a reason. It matters. Study your audience. Discovery. I don't even know what to call them. Discovery, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, DC, whatever.
Discover Media. Let's just call it that.
Discover Media. Look at your audience. Pay attention. See what's going on. Nobody asked for a black Superman.
Nope. Nobody wants that.
Nobody asked for it. Oh, man. Before we wrap up, we finish this chat out. He says, I doubt that what happened. Kevin Feige says Deadpool 3 will be the only R-rated movie that they will work with. No, he didn't. He said he was remember just last month with the whole Blade thing. He said he wants Blade to be rated R. As of right now, he doesn't know the direction. They haven't really started hitting on anything, but he says he hopes Blade can be rated R.
Right.
That was from his mouth. So he didn't say that Deadpool 3 would be the only R-rated movie that they'll work with. I'm gonna tell you this: they don't have nothing is in for Wolverine going forward. Nothing is in stone. Nothing for Ghost Rider's in stone. You got too many of these characters that could possibly be R-rated and make money for them going forward.
Right.
Why would I shoot myself in the foot with an absolute by saying, "Oh, Deadpool will be the only R-rated movie"? That's cutting off my nose to spite my face. There's no reason to do that. You see what I'm saying? What I will say is, hopefully, I can give you words like that, maybe down the line, because that leaves the gate open. And then if it does come out to be PG-13, I never said that it was going to be R-rated anyway. You see what I'm saying? But for
Be
him to
lucky
say,
that you're getting it.
right, be lucky that you're getting it. But for him to say the Deadpool 3 is the only thing we're gonna do R-rated, bullshit. Because I put
Right.
it to you like this: Disney just got a new CEO, and if he want an R-rated movie,
Bro, you're gonna get that.
you're gonna get an R-rated movie. You see what I'm saying? So, and Kevin Feige, be damned. Okay, you run Marvel films. Well, I run Disney, who owns Marvel films, and I want to
Right.
R-rated such and such. You see what I'm saying?
But I don't feel like Kevin Feige will fight that idea. He'll
No,
embrace that.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he would embrace it. I think he'll find the right filmmaker to take on that challenge to do it. Filmmaker
Like
and writer.
we
Put the
talked
team
about
together.
earlier, man. Like, XR, I want to hear your stance on this. I want to hear how you feel about this for Doctor Strange going forward. And like we talked about the Midnight Suns. Me and Blue talked about it earlier. I feel like Sam Raimi has a future with Marvel.
Mhm.
Yeah, as far as these movies going forward, to be over something like the Midnight Suns, you don't think Sam Raimi would do that, right?
Yeah.
I think he would kill that. I think they would make that shit jump off the screen.
And it makes sense that Sam Raimi is doing Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and
Right.
everybody seems to be coming from out of Doctor Strange going forward as far as Midnight Suns.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Blade.
Right.
I'm not
This
Blade,
is
I'm
the
sorry.
Ghost Rider.
You know what I'm saying? Who will start the whole thing off. That's your starting point right there. So if Sam Raimi does Ghost Rider good, you know what I'm saying, to your up to your standards, would you change your mind? That's what I would ask. Would you
Right.
change your mind?
Because I know you know Sam Raimi and his work. He fits with Marvel. Hey, there's a reason why they hired him back to do a movie like this. Sam Raimi hasn't done a Marvel movie in 20 years, but they hire him back to do horror. The one that's going to be the first horror Marvel movie that's going to have horror elements. Yeah, of course they're looking for R-rated movies.
Right.
Would you go watch a PG-13 Evil Dead? No. Do you think Sam Raimi makes PG-13 movies? No. No, dog. I feel like Doctor Strange will be R-rated. Who has a chance?
PG-13 movie he did was that Wizard of Oz movie that Sam Raimi did.
Oh, you talking about Return to Oz?
Was it Return to Oz? Back some, whatever that was. It had what's his name in it? Who played the wizard from Pineapple Express? Can't think his name. The one who played in Spider-Man also. He was Peter Parker's friend.
Oh, James Franco.
James Franco, yeah, he was in it. He played.
You're talking about the Disney flick.
No, was it Disney?
With James Franco and the Wizard of Oz.
Was that Disney?
Yeah, that was. I'm pretty sure it was. Wait, you good? You got it or me? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Great Oz the Great and Powerful. I'm pretty sure that was Disney.
Let me see. What year was that?
15, 16, 14, maybe.
Why is it not coming up in his IMDb? I'm missing it. I do not see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Boom.
2013.
13, yep. And it was
PG, actually.
Yep.
It was definitely Disney, though.
Yep, it was Disney.
Yeah. But do you think, honestly, he makes movies like that all the time? I don't see him doing it. Not in that aspect. Because, like I said, this is horror. Oz is not horror.
Right.
That's, hey, I need to make movies with Disney to satisfy my Disney contract so I can make movies with y'all going forward.
Okay, XR, you said when did he say he wanted Blade to be R-rated? not that I misspoke, but he didn't say that he wouldn't work with any R-rated. This is what he said. He says, Feige says, other than Deadpool 3, there are still no plans to explore R ratings for MCU. Naturally, if there's a story where that would make sense, sure, then we would discuss it. So basically, right now, because they gotta Deadpool is here. Blade was announced, but Deadpool
Right.
is here. It's worked, and it's R-rated. So
Right.
with Blade, he didn't say it wouldn't be R-rated. He just said right now, let us deal with Deadpool 3 first. And
Right.
that's what we're trying to say.
That's
Let's
right.
Deadpool 3 under the Disney banner, if it works as R-rated, then yeah, going, because I have to start somewhere. I can't be like, okay, I'm gonna do this R-rated, I'm gonna do that R-rated, you know what I'm saying? And then none of them work. I gotta make, because let's say Deadpool 3, it's R-rated, it works, but it doesn't make, you know what I'm saying, make what their price point of what they thought it should make, right? Now it recouped its money and it worked, but not the certain way. Now I can say, okay, what can we do to tweak the next R-rated movie we want to have going forward? But if I say all of this slate of movies is going to be R-rated, ain't gonna work, man. You can't.
And that's the thing. You got to think about it like this as well. The last R-rated movies that came out, Venom, you know what I'm saying? Deadpool 2, all of that. But we haven't had any of those movies come out in at least 2 years because of the pandemic.
Right.
So what I'm saying. So they have had an internal struggle the entire time they picked up those properties. How in the hell are we going to put a R-rated movie out and make it fit our standards?
Right. So let Deadpool come first before you cast judgment, before you spurn Marvel. Let them get Deadpool 3 out first, because this is brand new to them. That's another thing too. This is brand new to the Disney brand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Brand.
They're not going to just jump headfirst into it. It's not going to happen.
So he says, if Sam Raimi does Midnight Suns, it would be a masterpiece if they give him creative freedom and use practical effects with the CGI under.
He understands, yeah,
because he is a fan of him. Yeah, yeah. No, and that's what we're saying.
That's what we're getting at. The fact of all of this is supernatural horror. That's what type of movies Sam Raimi makes, is supernatural horror movies. That's what made him famous. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not have him over all of the supernatural properties that Marvel has and put them under a different, you know what I'm saying, little banner, and let him head that?
You're right.
He would do that. Yeah, he would do that. No problem. I feel like that's the route they're taking going forward. But they have to prove themselves with this Doctor Strange movie. We'll get some aspects of it, and we'll have the horror aspects. And if it gels with fans, boom, it's on. They're going to give you all of those movies because they know that people will go see them.
Yep.
They can't make these movies super scary because they have kids that are going to see these movies.
Yeah. And Sam Raimi he's the perfect blend of that
comedy horror.
Right.
Let's make it a lot of colors.
Right.
A lot. It's wacky and zany.
But it scares you. It scares you just enough. You know.
Right.
He's the guy. Well, you know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I looked up R-rated movies by Disney, and they actually have 77 movies that they've come out with through their span of now it's not. The thing is, like we talked about, it's not a Disney movie, but it's a subsidiary, you know what I'm saying, under Disney. So you got things like Blood In, Blood Out. I don't know if you ever seen that. That's real R-rated. That's like some crazy stuff. Color of Night, Con Air, Crimson Tide. You got Low Down Dirty Shame.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Keenan.
Yep. I know, right?
Right, that's a classic to me. Yeah.
Is that the Nomadland that just came out? No way. Well, that would explain why she would be, Chloe Zhao. That's it. So Nomadland was a Disney film,
right?
That's crazy.
It just won an Oscar.
But that would explain why Chloe Zhao is directing
Eternals.
What else you got? The Patriot, Pretty Woman, Dead Presidents, Dangerous Minds. So it's movies on here, you know what I'm saying, that they've put out that get to the business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Enemy of the State, Fright Night. We talked about that, I think, on one of our first streams together, Fright Night.
Right. Right.
What else you got? Scarlet Letter. Shoot it, like it's some hardcore stuff on here, man. Hardcore stuff on here. The Woman in the Window. That just came out on that's the movie that just came out. Yep.
Any movies that have gone straight to Hulu that have been R-rated have been made under the Disney banner.
Yep.
There have been some 20th, 21st century movies that have been made here recently.
Yep.
Not very many, but there have been some.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's they got it. They got things, man. They got ways to give you R-rated. They got ways to make sure that they got ways to wash their money. How about that?
Yeah, right.
They got ways to wash their money. It's plenty of shell corporations out there to keep them at bay. He says, until Disney and Marvel stop pandering to China, we will never get Mephisto, Hellstrom, or Ghost Rider in the movie. But we are getting Ghost Rider.
We are getting Ghost Rider. That's been on like multiple channels, and that can't be fake now, because if that was the case, they would have made them reach every single news outlet that put it out that was major would have retracted it.
We are getting, and Hellstrom had a TV series. I don't know if you saw it, but Hulu had the Hellstrom TV series that it was, I think it came out beginning of the year, and it was actually a pretty decent series.
Was it Cloak and Dagger on Hulu too?
It started off on I guess it was called ABC Family back in the day, but it's called something else.
Freeform.
Started off on Freeform. That was actually pretty good. I like Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
What's called was on Hulu though. With the kids. Why I can't think of the name.
Inhumans?
Not Inhumans. It was all the kids. It was the kids who found out that their parents are supervillains. They had a crossover with Cloak and Dagger, matter of fact. I got it. I'm pulling it up now.
Okay.
Runaways, that's what it is.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. So you had Runaways, Hellstrom, Cloak and Dagger, Legion, and The Gifted all on they're all on Hulu right now. So those are like
The Gifted was FX.
Yeah, The Gifted was FX. Yep. Legion was also FX.
Yep.
Legion won, I think, like multiple awards or something like that.
Right.
So
and all kind of playing with that X-Men lore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So now it's creatives out there who know how to do things with these characters, these properties.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta let them work. And I think going back to the AT&T Discovery, WarnerMedia thing, that's what they got to do. They got to let their creatives work. They need to do their job, and they need to let the creatives do their job.
If they do that, they will surpass Marvel.
Yeah, because they
honestly, I think they could.
Bigger catalog.
Yep,
they got the bigger catalog, and they have. There's no way Superman and Batman should be getting beat. You know what I'm saying? In the head-to-head competition against the Avengers.
Absolutely not. Not Batman on his own should be able to hold his own against the Avengers.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Avengers, like I said, wasn't even that big as a crossover. Those characters were bigger as individuals.
Yeah. But even they weren't big as individuals.
Right.
That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you got the most recognizable characters on your
Batman,
roster,
Superman, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now they've been in the spotlight for the last 10 years too. You know what I'm saying? Come on. This is the time to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah. You know what? I wish this would have happened before the pandemic. I wish that merger would happen before the pandemic.
Yep.
I
agree 100%. The timeline would have been way different.
Mm-hmm. One more XR and then we're going to get up out of here. He says, but probably a goofy, silly, watered down Ghost Rider cracking jokes before doing the pennants there.
I don't see it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Nope.
Nah.
Nah, I don't
He
see it.
knows he knows what Ghost Rider, what type of character Ghost Rider is. I don't think he'll change it. You know what I'm saying? Now he did succumb to pressure during, Spider-Man 3 and giving them Venom, and he kind of made that one kind of goofy, zany. But Doc Ock wasn't goofy, zany. You know
Nope.
what I'm saying? Green Goblin wasn't goofy, zany, and cracking jokes and stuff. That was serious. You know what I'm saying? It was that fight between him and Green Goblin was one of the, you know what I'm saying, was dope. Was amazing.
Right.
So, but
And you can see no, I can see it being like how, like, because if you even look at, like, break it down to like simple things like the Green Goblin's design, Green Goblin's design, he looks like a Deadite.
Yeah, he does.
If you look at, I mean, think about it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're right, he does.
You're right. He brings the horror, like the big eyes,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? He brings that over into his movies, and it translates well on screen, even with these characters. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the scene from Spider-Man 2 when the arms kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? And right, come on, man. Like, that's the Spider-Man like that Sam Raimi makes. Right. And if Sam Raimi has anything to do with Marvel, that's the type of Marvel you're going to see.
Yeah. So great show, man. Good show. Wrap it up. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I want to give a shout out to this new computer that I got. It's running kind of smooth.
Bad.
Running real smooth. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining in, man. I don't know if I hit a milestone yet, but it's because it's blowing up. People are coming to me and asking me when the next, like, XR was like, man, you didn't stream yesterday. Where were you? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I felt bad that I didn't have a stream for you yesterday, man. So I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tomorrow I might not have a stream. I'm gonna just point that out. I have some personal things I have to handle. I might get with Kobe and see if maybe we can push it back. I don't know how.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. So maybe I push it back, stuff like that. Might go maybe 7:30. Is 7:30 cool with you?
That's more than fine.
All right. So I might push it back to 7:30 if nothing runs over. Do it like that. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, y'all know what's up. Y'all know how I do, man. If you want to support the channel, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee, www.buymeacoffee.com/blueshouse. And you can also donate and support over at Cash App, which is bluminati, $ bluminati, BLUMINATI. And we are out. You got anything else you want to say, Cole?
I'm good, man. We'll see y'all later.
Yep. See y'all later, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here.
Right. Peace. Take it easy. Be safe.